Now, the slew of 2012 GOP presidential hopefuls have been hitting the president hard on the economy, but the time has apparently come for them to start attacking each other. Take this tweet from the newest GOP contender, Michigan Congressman Thaddeus McCotter, who tweeted, "Unemployment rising, people struggling in the Obama-Romney economy." Thaddeus McCotter joins me right now. And, Congressman, thanks for joining us. I'll ask you about that in just a second, but first let's keep it on the news of the day and looking ahead to tomorrow. The president has said that businesses are awaiting news about a rise in the debt ceiling so that they can start hiring again. Is that the way you understand it, that businesses haven't been hiring people because they've been waiting for a deal on the debt ceiling?
The businesses haven't been hiring, John. What they've been doing is they've been watching government get bigger. They've been watching the Wall Street banks fail to be restructured to get credit flowing down to the entrepreneurs and innovators who are going to grow this economy. Again, the president continues to try to find excuses for his miserable record on prosperity and job creation, and all he can seem to do is, through talking points, try to excuse the past. And the reality is they're doing nothing to restructure big government or the bailout banks to help America move forward.
Now, you said that in a McCotter presidency there would be a lot of restructuring going on. But first of all, let me ask you about that tweet that we just highlighted. When you tweeted yesterday, unemployment rising, people struggling in the Obama-Romney economy. What do you mean by that?
Well, I think it's pretty evident. We have Obama as the champion of big government. We've seen Mr. Romney as championing the bailout banks and the Wall Street bailout. They're less rivals than they are running mates. When you have a situation where 14 million Americans are unemployed, 30 million Americans can't change jobs because there are no better jobs, credit cannot flow down, at a period of time we need the economy to grow so that people who are trapped, especially in those jobs that they can't leave, are seeing inflation rising and they are seeing their real wages declining. When we talk about the deindustrialization of America, when we talk about a generation doomed to stagnation, it has been a combination between big government and the bailout banks that have put us where we are today, and they need to be fundamentally restructured. The same way real people have had to restructure their home finances to deal with the challenges we face. The same way that businesses and other entrepreneurial endeavors have had to face restructuring to succeed in the 21st century. Yet the two big entities of government and the bailout banks have refused to do so.
Now, on the subject of bailouts, you're not exactly against all bailouts. You're in favor of the auto bailout. What's the difference?
We're in favor of keeping Americans working after they bailed out the Wall Street banks with any restructuring, nothing to get us through this period of time to ensure that blue-collar, white-collar, real Americans on Main Street's money wasn't simply spent there. And the restructuring that occurred in the auto industry has led to them to have a chance for competitiveness in the 21st century. And to some of my colleagues who worry about supporting manufacturing, I guess they don't have a problem with communist nuclear-armed China being the manufacturing giant in the 21st century. Call me old-fashioned, John, but I do.
Let's go to some of the restructuring and some of the other things you were talking about. There's a lot of pledges out there, at least 5 of them at last count, for Republican candidates to sign. You signed the Cut, Cap, and Balance pledge, which is looking for cuts in spending, balance the budget. You're also for a balanced budget amendment. The government hasn't been able to live within its means for at least the last decade. How would you get to a balanced budget right away?
Well, some of the first things we can do is show the courage that the House Republicans shown, is where we try to put patient choice and control into entitlement spending through Medicare reforms that preserve and strengthen the system. I would also say that in conjunction with that, we have to go toward patient-centered supply-side health care reforms that help to stabilize the cost, expand the supply, and help people get access to the health care system at a less expensive cost than they're getting today. Also, you're going to have to restructure Social Security, and you can do it with a way that I'm working on now that can do it without raising the benefit retirement age, without cutting benefits, or without raising taxes. But these require people to think outside the box. Because unfortunately what we're seeing out of Washington today and out of many in the Wall Street community is that they're thinking inside an economic coffin for the rest of America.
Another big pledge that's out there is this Iowa pledge that a group is looking to have all of the Republican candidates sign before the Iowa State Fair, and the straw poll out there. You have not signed it yet. This is a pledge that says that you're against same-sex marriage, among other things. Will you sign that pledge?
I'll have to see each individual pledge. I'll make my determination on that. I have signed the No Taxes pledge from Grover Norquist Group.
Yep.
I have signed the pledge to protect, and defend life. But these, to me, are less pledges than a recognition of what I've been doing as a member of Congress or in any elected capacity.
Where do you come down on the issue of same-sex marriage?
I oppose it, but I believe it's a